Thank you. Mr. Chairman and other commissioners, there is a saying that goes like this: never hit a man when he is down. Those of you who now support this proposed tax increase have amended this saying to now state, never hit a man when he is down. Kick him. It's easier. There is not a building, a home, a lot, or acreage in this county that has not lost 1/4 to 1/2 or more of its value since our last evaluation. So we are already unjustly taxed, and now you are arrogantly and heartlessly furthering this wrong on all your county citizens. Mr. Cox, you publicly stated on Monday, June the 18th at a budget session that you could not and would not vote for a tax increase, and gave a very valid reason as to why you wouldn't. You said, all the people I talked to said, don't increase my taxes. Your no stand on the tax increase was printed in the June 20th edition of our local paper, on the front page about halfway down column 5, in case you haven't seen it. 2 days later, after you announced your no stand, you folded like a wet sheet and lost a lot of credibility with people called taxpayers. Mr. Smith, you have commented at each budget session that you were so proud of our county employees for stepping up after you commissioners voted to change their insurance, with it costing them more. Forced to take home less of what you earn is not stepping up. You coached football long enough to know that stepping up as a team to then be clobbered by your own coaching staff is ridiculous. Their former insurance could have been kept and funded with the many misappropriated dollars in a number of areas. There are 3 of you 4 commissioners who presently support this tax increase that, quite frankly, have more about you than follow through with this, because there is plenty of money already available. It's being used to fund things this county has no business funding. Fortunately, one commissioner stands firm, and rightly so, against any tax increase. Our tax and spend chairperson, well, he continues right where he's always been, seeing through a glass darkly. Mr. Cox, Mr. Smith, both of you have been on this board for almost 2 years. You both voted for and got a tax increase last year. And now you're going toward making it 2 for 2. Quite impressive, or so you must think so. What do you not understand about our sad state of economy here in Alleghany and in this nation? And you support a tax increase? What do you not understand about the lack of available jobs in Alleghany? Your solution, evidently, keep running them off with tax increases because less people means less jobs needed. Some solution. What do you not understand about a large group of our citizens already being financially burdened? Nothing like squeezing blood out of a turnip, right? What do you not understand about our depressed economy county not being able to make up for cutbacks made from an also depressed economy, state, and federal government? Your present answer is very plain, though thoughtless: a local tax increase. What do you not understand about our social service department? Their budget is approximately 50% more than our entire county budget, thanks in part to federal and state funding, or perhaps no thanks. And this department is draining us of funds, and doing so with your blessings, as we fast approach the dishonor of becoming the first welfare county in North Carolina. More taxes, more handouts, full steam ahead. Did you ever study, or maybe at least read, our U.S. Constitution to see and maybe understand the true role of government, and the fact there is no expressed intent or willed intent for it ever to be a public funder, or for it to act on its own without public consent? Unjust taxes for unjust funding. What about the fact that government cannot give you anything that it first doesn't take from you? Take and tax and spend and tax and fund and tax and tax and fund and fund. The value of a dollar can never be learned by one when the dollar has never been earned by one. No money is as easy to spend as is the money of others. And frightfully, government is the champion in this field. Federal, state, and now this split board with its proposed tax increase. One last question for your consideration. What do you not understand about the money is not here to fund all that you mistakenly call necessary? I remind you again, the money is here for generally worthy causes. Plenty of it. You just have it tied up and want to continue tying it up with unnecessary funding. A tax increase? No. A tax decrease is what is in order. Mr. Chairman, you state over and over, we either go forward or we go backward. And in the same breath, push for more taxes and more spending. Let me untangle the meanings of forward and backward for you. Where have we all heard and now see this hogwash theory of tax and spend, spend, spend? Washington, D.C. Republicans and Democrats alike. And that mindless theory is responsible for the deplorable economic conditions in this nation. This is backwards. Backwards with emphasis on ignorance, arrogant ignorance. Going forward is having the good sense and courage to first eliminate entirely all unnecessary funding. Second, look close at and reduce questionable funding until it too is eliminated. And third, very closely study necessary funding, removing any and all fat to bring it into line so as not to infringe on properly reduced local taxes. Yes, it takes money to run government, but government, including this split board, is proof that money also ruins. There is a difference between run and ruin. Even the best of things, when indulged excessively, can be disastrous. I can't even believe you entertained the thoughts of more taxes until I realized you're either out of touch with reality or maybe also seeing through a glass darkly. Government as set forth in our Constitution is a very good thing, but unjust tax and spenders have let it grow into a monster with a money appetite that is eating us alive. To get it back in shape, you feed it less, you tax it less, and put it on a proper and strict exercise program, proper and strict funding. But no, not here. This split board is wanting to feed the monster more and continue its excesses. Well, guess what happens when the strict diet and exercise policies are used? People see their money being used wisely, so they feel better about their elected officials and about themselves. This leads to improvements in their morale, inspiring them to envision ways to better solve problems, and bringing them closer as citizens to go forward and restore, not only here in Alleghany, but in this nation. But again, nope. Not here, where the citizens have endured blind leadership for almost 20 years. And since likes tend to attract likes, some of you have chosen to jump on board to further suppress your own citizens with this seeing through a glass darkly tax increase. Now, this is your decision, your choice. So I say, go to it, hold your head high, knowing that you broke it off in us again. But finally, let me assure you of one thing. This type of county government and leadership is nearing its end. Thank you.
Okay, Les.